Well, it's the second day of group stage, and I get to interview my first North American winner at World League of Legends World Championships. So, of course, coverage put out to you by U.GG. So, Sneaky, what that game? Talk to me about that game because it was pretty bloody. At one point in time, I was like, all right, well, it looks like no wins for the first 2 days, but then everything turned around. So, what was your perspective on it?
Yeah, I mean, we were definitely losing, but I was also playing Kaisa, which is really good at scaling. And one thing, actually, I've never seen the second Elder be killed. Like, anytime I've ever seen the second Elder, it's like the other team gets it because they're just putting such high prioritization on it. But we ended up getting fights and kills, and maybe they even forgot about it. Like, they're like, oh, wait, that's a thing? Because like, I was actually my first time seeing it. It's such a strong buff. I remember reading it in the notes when it first was put in the game, and I was like, wow, that's insane. Like, just the second Elder of the game, and I was like, oh, wait, you have to kill it twice. So, yeah, I mean, it was a little scary at first in the game. Like, we ended up starting to lose, and they got Baron and stuff, but I think we played it pretty well on the defensive side. We ended up getting, like, a fight and killed a lot of their Barons off and just stalled out the game pretty hard.
Is it a sign that it's a very good game or a very bad game whenever a second elder is getting picked up? Because I feel like if we don't normally see that, that might mean something bad about the game.
I mean, it feels like right now a lot of the meta is to just fight, so I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but do you know what time in the game it was?
I have no idea. The press TV is like a million miles away from me, so I'm just watching this stuff move around.
Yeah, I want to say it was like 45 minutes. It's not too long of a game. Like normally it'd be like 60 minutes when you see the second Elder, but it didn't feel like it was that long of a game at all.
Crazy stuff. Well, talk to me about yesterday's game because there were a lot of analysts and people on Twitter. I wasn't saying this. I would never say this, but they were like, "Sneaky, that game." I don't know. So, what was your perspective on yesterday's game and your performance?
It's pretty rough. Obviously, like I had to play really far back and like in lane specifically, and then the jungler ended up being on our side. Had to blow my flash, and then ended up getting into a really bad spot. Actually, I think Uzi played it really well. Just with the zoning that he did with the feathers, like I think like Reaper tweeted about it. Like I don't think I've ever actually seen anyone play that way with the feathers. Like he wasn't actually shooting them at me; he just shot him behind me and then ran up in the lane. And I was literally just dead, like at level 4 with that. And I didn't even realize it in game. I was like, oh wait, I can't actually do anything here. I'm gone. And then, yeah, after that, I ended up dying to the like Alistair and Galio. I think I was dead without Galio, but yeah, there was a lot of people on me. Maybe I didn't respect it as much, but yeah, there were some things we looked at that we could change on that game, and I mean just specifically with bot lane, because obviously bot lane was the biggest bleeding point in that game. I had lots of open wounds in my stomach. So yeah, like I was at double daggers to Stormrazor when I had Zerga Greaves. So I don't know, it was pretty unwinnable from that point, honestly. For my team, like they're doing really well, and like I was just getting destroyed. So yeah, I think next time we'll be completely fine. The matchup's also really hard, Zaya Kaisa. It wasn't as hard today because I don't think Attila is nearly as good as Zaya, and I'm not as good at Zaya like that as Uzi. So yeah.
Do you have a cold? Because I've noticed a little sniffle. You're got a little sniffle going on.
Yeah, I infected my whole team actually.
Oh, great. That's what you want to hear at Worlds.
Pobelter actually infected me.
Wait, how did you guys get infected? Or how did he infect you?
I don't know. Like he entered the elevator and he was sick, and that's it. I was gone from there.
So now all of Cloud9 is sick.
We're getting over it. Like I had this like beginning of plans. Actually, I took medicine for the first time for having a cold, and it instantly fixed my throat.
Really?
It was weird. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, medicine does good things for the body, just so you know.
Okay. Well, when I was in school, when I was young, my mom never wanted me to take like medicine for that. She just thought it would be better for, or maybe it was me. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't blame my mom.
You're blaming your mom. I've met your mom, and I always see her at events. I'm going to be like, are you the one holding back NA, Miss Scuderi?
Yeah, I mean, okay. One of us decided I wouldn't take medicine when I get a cold, just like a common cold. But actually, medicine was really helpful.
Wow, that's astonishing that medicine would be potentially helpful when you're sick. Never would have thought of that. What was it like playing against Uzi? He's being positioned as like the final boss, like the faker of 2018 or whatever. He pops up and his face is all scary at the end of that cinematic. Was it like that in lane? Was his face all scary? I mean, obviously, the feather thing was interesting, but
Um, I mean, I wasn't like extra nervous or anything, but yeah, I've never actually played against him on stage. I played against him a lot in scrims, and I recall him rage quitting a bit in scrims. I think I was playing like Sivir versus Jin or something, and like I think he was getting pissed because I was keeping him under turret the whole game when I was Sivir, and he couldn't do anything. So
fortunately, not the case yesterday.
yeah, like we've gone back and forth in the scrims, but not so much on stage so far. Only got one game.
Yeah.
We'll see next time.
Just pick Sivir next game. I think is that how that works?
I mean, that was I think that was 2016 or 2017, something like that.
That's not. We can't do that this year.
Maybe not.
Maybe that's what you need. You need to think outside the box. Throw back to some of that stuff. Think about how you beat him before. Who cares what the meta is? Like very clear. But you could induce flashbacks. He's like, oh no, not the Sivir, and it just throws him off his game.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Well, if that happens, we know who to thank. This guy. How is the rest of Cloud9 handling Worlds? People said that you guys were a little fluky in plans, so I don't know how you're feeling now.
Yeah, I mean, we had some obvious issues we were trying to work out through plans. It was some macro things that we were having trouble with. A lot of like defending our vision, we were struggling. And I think we maybe even had that against TL when we played them in the finals. So yeah, we've been working on it. It feels a whole lot better on that part. So we're definitely improving. And yeah, overall gameplay, it kind of just feels like there's just so many fights going on that it's a lot of our reviews, it feels like it goes into micro instead of macro nowadays. So it's interesting. And yeah, I think we did not as good from plans, but we're definitely getting better and better.
Well, you gotta get out. You gotta get to quarters. That's the thing. We always film Mimi videos and all that stuff. So, is there anything you want to say to any of the fans out there?
Hi, thanks for watching.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things Worlds right here on my YouTube channel. Funny story, we are currently recording this outro in like a little vending machine booth thing. There's like a roof over the top of me. Anyway, there's a spider web hanging out right in front of Broden. If he moves just 2 seconds closer, 2 inches, I don't know, centimeters, I don't know what they talk. He'll get caught by a spider web, and it's going to be really complicated for him, and I'm a little worried. But you know what would help Broden deal with that spider web? If he went to u.gg, because sometimes you got caught in a spider web of emotions, and I don't know what's happening. You just go to the description, u.gg. Is that going through the spider? I don't understand. You check them out. They're in the description. They'll make sure you never lose champion select again. They're probably gonna have mixed feelings about this outro in particular. So if you just click through a lot on this one, it might actually help them because they're gonna be like, what was that outro? But it's late. And I'm jet lagged, and that is a pretty big spider web.
Look above you. Above you, directly above you.
Oh, Jesus.